Hide and seek. That's a game that was very crucial to anyone's childhood. Everyone played it. I would look up where it originates from, but it doesn't matter because anyone could have thought of it. If we were out in the wild and we had to come up with a game, we would do something like that. That's just like primal stuff we're messing with here. So basically, it's kind of dumb. As you get older, you don't want to play hide and seek anymore. So how do we up the ante? How do we take the stakes and make them well done? You know what I mean? Like we gotta up everything here. What would make me want to play hide and seek again? Number one, right? Just to test the waters here, imagine this. You're playing hide and seek, but now the seekers, they got a Glock on them, right? They're running through the woods. You're hiding behind a tree, but this time your heart is beating. Your heart is beating out of the chest because if the seeker catches you, you're not playing hide and seek ever again. You're eliminated from any future games. Like that's pretty. I myself cannot think of any games that would even compete with that. I don't have any games that you can just die. You know what I mean? Like unless we're racing on top of rooftops doing parkour, I can't think of something to compare or compete with this. Number 2, the storm. So if you've ever played Fortnite or some type of battle royale before, you know that 100 people is quite a lot of people. So hide and seek normally isn't 100 people, but sometimes the space you're confined in is a pretty big space, and searching the whole entire thing might take an hour. No one's gonna spend an hour on one round. Everyone needs a chance, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the storm be a thing. I have no clue how we could incorporate the storm into hide and seek. If you have ideas or suggestions for that, leave it down below. That'd be great. But I also I spent a bit of time eating a bagel that's right in front of me, and when I was done, well, I'm not done, but I'm like halfway done with one half of the bagel, and I I came to the conclusion that I wouldn't want to play hide and seek if the seeker had a Glock. So those first two things I mentioned are not going to be in hide and seek too, okay? It has to be something that's accessible for even children, okay? We want to make sure they have good futures growing up, and they will not if they're not around anymore. So one of the reasons I really don't like hide and seek is because it's random, right? You start a hide and seek match and you go looking for a hiding spot, but you have a countdown, you have a certain limit, so the first room you find is basically gonna be that's the room now, right? You gotta find somewhere in that room. Like that's if you're playing in a big house, right? If you're in the woods, gang, that's even worse. Like just whatever direction you go into is completely RNG. It's random. So all the seeker has to do is just pick a direction, and whoever else went that way, they're gonna find them first. So that's not fair. We gotta have hide and seek ranked, okay? I want to know that if I'm skilled at hide and seek, I'm not gonna be playing against the losers that are gonna go one straight direction and go all the first places first, you know? So my idea is, as someone ranks up, they're able to go further away from the starting point. So basically, you're ranking up in hide and seek, and you're unlocking more places to hide in, right? Seeker can still go anywhere. But this would incentivize the seekers to not start where the start is, right? They're not going to start and go, I want to get all the bad people out first. They're going to start and go, I'm going to go for the good people in the back. Finding good people would increase your rank more, right? So the further back you go, you might only find one person, but they're worth more than finding 2 people at the start. So I think that's a pretty good idea. Ranked hide and seek would be a revolution. I don't know if that's the right word, but it would be so cool. I think it would be bigger than Fortnite OG. People would come back from everywhere and be like, I'm gonna play hide and seek again, but this time better. To go along with my ranked suggestion, not only are we going to have hide and seek ranked, I think hide and seek challenges would go crazy. I think having challenges brings so much more engagement into a game. So having a real life version would be crazy. Imagine if everyone had a hide and seek app that kept track of all their all their stuff. I don't know how that would work. That could probably be like exploited. You could cheat your level up by like lying and stuff, but if we could somehow monitor that, that would kind of go crazy. So like for example, if you hide in a harder place, people can like give you like a rating on that and be like, oh, Blake hid in a crazy place that round. And then so then because of that, I get more points towards like a challenge of hide in the craziest spot. I don't know. I don't know. Why are you asking me? I didn't make the game. I just took a bite from my apple and I bit some of the paper. But if you climbed a tree, right, that could be a challenge. It could be like hide in a tree. It could be like hide underground, where it's gonna be like, how do I hide underground? But if you find a way, you beat the challenge and then you get like a reward. So right now, the rewards would be like you up your rank a little bit. I'm thinking we could do some like badge stuff too, like you unlock like something cosmetic, but that's hard to implement out of an app. Like it's hard to actually have something physical. Because if I want 10-year-olds playing hide and seek again, where are they gonna get the physical stuff from? They're not gonna get a physical badge every time they win. Like no. So I think it has to be something that's like social. I rubbed my hand on the paper towel and it makes me like oh my god, I can still like feel it, bro. That's so annoying, gang. I was gonna say if we have some type of like social proof, right? So like that ranking was kind of that idea, but just something where it's like, look, I'm cooler than you because I did something in hide and seek, and then it'll make the other person want to do it too, you know? So it will bring everyone back to hide and seek, just like the old days. It could be like match based too, where it's like play 5 matches at night. Play a match in the snow or while it's raining, you know, while there's a flood or an earthquake. I don't know. I don't know. But just something like that. That would be really cool. Like imagine every time it rains, your first thought is, I gotta go play hide and seek because it's gonna get me more points while it's raining. You know what I mean? That would go crazy. Another thing I really don't like about hide and seek is the physicalness of it. I don't like getting dirty. I could think of such a good hiding spot, but it might be dangerous too. It might be dangerous or it's dirty. So either of those I'm not really trying to do, no matter how many points on an app, especially if the app is encouraging it. Now I'm acting like this is like some tech app. No, that's not the point of the video. If the game is encouraging it, if hide and seek is encouraging you to do something dangerous, bad. That will look horrible. I'm gonna get sued. Here's what we do. Your phone emits a hologram and you hide that. You get a fake mannequin of yourself. I don't know. I don't know how to do this in a way where it's like accessible to anyone. Okay, what about instead of hide and seek where you're hiding in a place, you're gonna hide a place? The only thing is, like, if you're outside, I don't know what you would do, gang. That's so difficult. Hide and seek is so basic. Okay, tell me if it would be bad if we just had some type of marker, but the rule was that we had to put it somewhere a human could go, and the seeker is allowed to not believe a human could go there. Let's say every hider has a shirt, not the shirt they're wearing. They have a different shirt and it's a color, or even like a piece of paper with their name on it. Something for the seeker to recognize them, that they're a hider. But when the seeker finds it, they're allowed to be like, yo, prove that you could fit in this space, right? And if they can't, they're disqualified. So they could be the last person hiding and everyone's like, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? But then they find their shirt in like a freaking vent. They're going to be like, gang, prove that you can really go in the vent. And then the person's going to be like, I don't want to go in the vent. So then it's going to be like, wow, okay, well, boom. So the reason why that's still okay is because you don't get as dirty. You might get a little bit dirty, but like hide and seek, sometimes I'll see like a really good spot, but in my mind I know that I'll have to be there for like 20 minutes. It's like, gang, I'm not gonna be on the dirt for 20 minutes. I'll go down there for a second to prove that it's possible, right? To prove that seeker wrong and really win the hide and seek round. But I'm not trying to sit there the whole entire round, you know what I'm saying? The reason why I think that's okay is because as a seeker, you're still only going to check spots where a human could go, which means the spots are going to be roomy enough to where you would see the shirt. You know what I'm saying? If you were allowed to hide the shirt places humans could not fit, it would be so much more difficult. It wouldn't be hide and seek anymore. It would be like find the random object in a house where there's so many places to hide. Like that's a stupid name. We need hide and seek here. So if there is a space that can fit a human, it will be really easy to see a shirt in that space because it's going to be open enough to fit a human, which means if there's a shirt there, you're going to be like, there's a shirt there. Hide and seek 2 for y'all. Have at it. Let me know any suggestions in the comments or any feedback on my own suggestions, right? If you think some of them are trash, let me know. I think ranking goes crazy. That would be so fun to have some type of like proof. and unlocking stuff like achievements. I don't know. But I guess this is more of like a rough draft. If we get enough good ideas here, I'll make a true hide and seek 2 video. But I hope y'all enjoy. I'd love to hear what you guys end up saying. Subscribe if you want more or if you want to see that video someday. And like this one to show that it has to happen. Go stream Blakey on all music platforms. Every single one of them. It's Blake with a Y after. Blakey. I sing and I sometimes I don't sing and I like just talk, and then other times I like talk really fast. But I like say like stuff. So let me know about that as well.